Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs and welcome back to another Rate the Transfer Rumour show. And we've a few goodies for you today, Daz. Daz is going to be here to rate the transfers between 1 and 10. And we're going to see what happens here. The last two, I personally think, are the most interesting, actually. But once again, let us know what you think in the comments regarding these potential or potentially not transfers. Daz, how are you? You well?
Oh, good. Yeah, looking forward to the Bulls Rovers match now. Has to be soon, so that'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, this video is going to be out on Tuesday, recording on Monday. I'll have a vlog done and everything in that Bowls Rovers match by then as well. There's a video out about my reaction to Damien Duff, guys, so keep an eye on that one as well. Quick thoughts on that, Dads, very quickly?
Yeah, I was shocked to see Damien Duff leave. Came out of the blue, really. I thought he was having a bit of an off season. I thought he'd turn around. He's a character. You either love him or you hate him. Even though I'm a Bulls man, I thought he brought so much to the league and he'll be missed, and I hope he comes back.
Interesting stuff. Right, so the first rumour we're getting into, Daz, is a player called Anthony Ford, who is at, what club's he at? Burton Albion. He's a wing back, he's 31 years of age, being linked with a move to Derry City. He's from Limerick as well, so he's an Irishman too. How would you see that one? Derry City after wing back?
Anthony Ford, I have to say, he's been around quite a while actually now. He's been playing in England a lot. I'd say the last 10 years he's been in English leagues.
I don't think
He's
he's
been
played in the League of Ireland ever, actually, either.
No, no, I don't think he has
Yeah,
either. But
yeah.
he's never had played at really a high level, but he's always
Mm,
been around the EFL, so he's played at a good level.
mm,
Um, in terms of him going to Derry for a wing back, uh, Derry, I think Derry are going to have more outgoings than incomings. They'll certainly bring in players, but they're definitely
mm.
going to have, in my opinion, more outgoings. Is Anthony Ford going to come out to League of Ireland and he never played it before? It's very hard to know. If he was going to go anywhere, he possibly would go somewhere nearer to Limerick, possibly. That's a hard one. I actually wasn't expecting that one at all. It's quite a random one. But what I would say is, if he was to come to a club like Derry, he's obviously going to bring tons of experience, tons of know-how. He's played an awful lot of games in England, so he's been a consistent enough player. I think he would definitely add to the team if he came, but it's actually a hard one to kind of predict. Like, I wasn't I wasn't thinking about that
I
one
still
out
think he'd
at
have a
all.
job getting into the team because you still have Ben Doherty who plays a wing back. Now, it is a system that Tyrone Lynch plays. Boyce is a wing back as well. Shane Ferguson said they do have a lot of players with a lot of experience as well, but I'd argue
Yeah,
that the best players are still the players that were there at the club generally.
yeah,
It's
that's it.
Winchester
So
and Holt aside, I would say
yeah.
potentially. But yeah, it's an interesting one. They definitely seem to be scouring that market and the Scottish market, don't aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah. Well, I think on the basis of that to Derry, I'm going to put it as a three. I don't think they're going to go after a player in possibly that position. I don't think Anthony Ford's going to come home really at the minute. So it's hard to know, but look, he'd be a welcome addition to the league. He'd definitely improve a few teams around the league.
Yeah, so Anthony Ford to Derry City 3 out of 10 says Daz. The next one up is Joseph Shockney, who was released from Dundee. He made 44 appearances from Dundee between 2023 and 2025. Spent his whole career, bar one season in Scotland. This is a player Derry City should be after, but it's Galway
Yeah,
United potentially, if Link is with. The man played his youth career at Merville United and Salt Hill, Devon. He's 32 years of age, centre back. He is from Galway. Could you see John Caulfield swooping for him? He's available in the free transfer as well.
yeah, I could. I think he could be a typical Caulfield player, experienced, strong, no nonsense kind of a player. I've seen him play a few times, and I quite liked him. And he'd be coming into the league and the team at a reasonably good age. You know, you'd get 1 or 2 good years out of him. He brings a lot of experience. I think a number of clubs in the league would be looking at a centre back potentially in this market. He would definitely add to the team, and I think Galway do need a centre back. I'd actually put this one reasonably high. I'd put as a 7 out of 10. I think he'd be a welcome addition to the team. I think he'd slot right in. I think he'd play on a free transfer as well. He'd be a great addition to Galway. I'd certainly take him at balls.
Hmm. Yeah, well, Bowles could do with a centre half, I think, as well. But Joel Shaughnessy, 7 out of 10, wasn't it, that? 7 out of 10
Yeah,
to
7 out of 10.
Galway United. Next up now is a player that is linked to this club here, Sligo Rovers. Ryan O'Kane, formerly at Dundalk, moved to Shells, obviously, this season. 21-year-old
Ryan.
winger.
Oh
Hasn't
yes.
played many games at all for Shelburne, has he? He hasn't
No.
really featured much, a few sub appearances here and there, but really hasn't featured. He's been linked with a move to Sligo Rovers, potentially on loan till the end of the season. How would you see that one?
Yeah, again, that's an interesting one. Firstly, he's not getting into the team really at Shelbourne. Obviously, the manager's departed. There'll be incomings, there'll be outgoings. They do have European football coming up, so he might potentially try and stay for the first 2 or 3 games to be in the European, be involved in the European tie, and maybe look to move his on. Then I know certainly if I was a player, I'd love to do that. If I wasn't getting in, I'd still want to travel and experience it before I go off on loan, possibly. Obviously the window's only opening, so you'd have plenty of time to move. Sligo are certainly our club kind of in trouble at the moment and do need players in nearly every position, unfortunately for them. So, a past player, he would do reasonably well there. He would play games. He'd certainly get into the team. He's not really going to get into that Shelbourne team, I don't think, at the minute. Um, I would put this one reasonably high. I would put as an 8 out of 10 for all them reasons. Like Sligo need players. He needs game time. He's not going to get into the team. It would be a good move, and I think he'd fit right back in there. So I wouldn't put it as an 8 out of 10. I think that'd be a very good move for him too at a personal level. He would play, and he's on loan. If Sligo do go down, at least he's coming back to a Premier League team.
Yeah, he's only made 5 appearances for Shelbourne actually as well, but maybe he
Yeah.
thinks himself that potentially with a new manager coming in, he might get more games. But Sligo Rovers on loan, 8 out of 10, says Daz. Now, the next two are interesting. I think this player, he's been linked a few times and it's coming back up again, and that's Georgie Kelly, Daz, to Bohemians. Now, Georgie Kelly plays for Carlisle. He's 28 years of age now. He's made 25 appearances for Carlisle, scored 5 goals. Now, Carlisle are in the National League now, so in their fifth tier of
Yeah.
English football. And you just wonder to yourself, where does Kelly go from there? Does he stay and play in the fifth tier of football? I think he was at Daleyman Park there a couple of weeks ago, one of the games as well. Bowes could do with a striker. Like, I know there's been a lot said about Lys Mousset and people saying that his demise is exaggerated, but my argument is, what demise? He's done nothing at Bowes yet,
Not
so he
playing.
hasn't demised. You know what I mean?
No,
So there's still
no.
questions around Lisa Mousset, to be honest with you, isn't there? And Colin Weedle has struggled a little bit as well. So, and we know the success Georgie Kelly had Bowes previously, scoring 21
Yeah.
goals in 31 appearances. It's probably that they're lacking at the moment, Bowes. How would you see that one?
I think firstly, just on our first two strikers, I think Whelan is a great player, but I think he's coming off the back of 2 bad injuries, and is probably getting needing time to bet back in. He's 4 goals, 2 or 3 of them are penalties, 3 are in 1 game. So that's not really a great return just yet, but I would certainly don't want to get rid of him. And I think there's a great player there. He's still at a great age. I think he's a great player, so there's certainly nothing bad about that. In terms of Moose, 1 goal, 1 assist, it could be the potential difference between European football and not at the end of the season. His contribution to me, he still made a decent one. Well, not a decent one, but he still made one. But he really should be playing, and he's not, and it's been very disappointing. Like, such high expectations to come in and to not play it, to not actually do anything, and to be away in England for unknown reasons, and we're actually had an away game. It's been hard to take, but I'm going to keep the faith and hope he comes good. But then I'm getting to my point. I've been playing with Clark up front nearly every game. Same situation as last season. No striker playing or starting the game. It's just poor. And there's been times where we only had one striker and none on the bench too. That's really not good. But we've had players from all positions chipping in with goals, which is good. But in terms of Georgie Kelly in the fifth tier of English football, he's he's obviously went from having a great pedigree and a great, season with Bowes and got his move to England, played in the Championship, then struggled, got down to League One, and now he's obviously after falling out to the National League. Does he come back to Bowes is a massive question. I would think if he was to come back, he might try and get a team in Europe, but then again, he's going to fit back in at Bowes. He's got a lot of attacking players who I think would play to his strengths, and I think he'd score goals. He'd be a fan favorite. He'd be one of the first names in the team sheet. He'd fill a position that we haven't filled since he left. He's at a good age. The fans would love him. He could be a hero and get us into Europe, and I think he'd have a hero status unlocked if he did that. Can we afford his wages though? That's the thing. What's he going to be looking for? He could be looking for serious money. You really wouldn't know. At his level, he's been playing in England. He could be on a huge contract. It's really hard to know. And then you have the likes of Derry. Obviously, he's from Donegal. He might look to go to Derry. There's a lot of clubs that could be in for him. Every team, I think, in the league would want George Kelly. Why wouldn't you? Proven goal scorer at a good age, English English experience. Like, he'd be brilliant. In terms of actually rating his transfer to Bowes, it's very difficult. My heart is saying Come on, Georgie, come home. Give me an 8 out of 10. Just do it, man. Just come in, score the winning goals, get us into Europe. But my head is saying there's money, there's other teams in England, there's Scotland, there's League of Ireland teams who can offer substantially more money. It's very hard to pick. It's very hard to actually put a number on it. So for that reason, I want to keep the faith. Georgie, come home. I'm going to put it as a 6. I think it's there's something there. I think Bowes will put a contract to him, but I think he's gonna take a while to get the contracts in, get the offers in, and see what's the best for him on a personal level. He'll want to play in Europe. He'll want to play with the best, and you can't blame him for that. So 6 out of 10, but hope he comes home.
So that says Georgie Kelly, 6 out of 10 to Bohemians. And finally, you mentioned his name there, James Clark. A link with a
Oh,
move to Grimsby Town in
oh,
League Two, I believe. They're in League Two, aren't they? I think they are.
God,
Correct me
yes,
if
they're
I'm
in the league.
wrong. So I
They're
think
in
they're
League
League
Two.
Two,
Yeah,
yeah. Dara
they're
Burns is
full, I think
already
now.
there. Dara Burns is
Yes,
already there, of course. James Clark, there's been rumours for probably a season or two of him trying to get a move to England, let's be honest. And
yes,
I think some of them have been true. He did get a new contract. However, the new contract ends at the end of the season, Daz. This could be an opportunity for Bowles maybe to cash in on a player that, let's be
yeah,
honest, they're not really using or not using in the right way, let's say.
yeah.
So,
We're not.
potentially how
There's
we've seen
no.
that one.
I think firstly James Clark is a smashing player. He's a smashing technical player, and he's someone I really admire and like. And he's got a lot of energy. And to be playing out of position and play well in the position, he's been doing really good. And look, he's taken stick from me. He's taken stick from fans for trying to play as a striker when he's not a striker. And we're playing Hodges. He's having a bad game, but he's not a striker. At
Mm.
the end of the day, he's
Aye,
not.
it's a bit unfair. He isn't a
Like
striker. Like he can
he's
do a
not. No.
job as a false nine,
Yeah,
so to
yeah.
speak. But I mean, you're not going to put Dawson Devoy as a striker. You're not going to put
No,
Ross Tierney as an actual centre forward, like
no,
And
no,
he
no,
has.
no.
You're right. You're throwing flinging him in there,
And
And
he and
that's
he's
not his real role. That's not where he has played his best football
oh,
for Drogheda United or Bohemians for that
it's
matter.
not his first trade, but like he's gotten
Mm,
I think it's made him personally an individual a better player, a better rounded player. He's had
yeah,
more experience of pressure,
yeah.
of defending from the front, of attacking, of striking, of playing a new position. It's made him a better player.
It's more
But
the back to goal thing with players like that, isn't it? They
yeah, it
don't.
is like
It's
yeah,
just not
but
natural to them to have their back to goal. James Clark needs to see everything before him, if you know what I mean. He's
yeah,
very good
he
at
can
getting the
play his
ball.
forward pings is what he
Yeah,
likes to
dribbling,
do.
etc., and running
Um,
into space. You can do that a little bit up front, but 8 times out of 10, anyway, you're expected to,
mm,
if you're playing as a striker, to be able to hold the ball and link the play with your
yeah,
back to goal. He's uncomfortable with his back to goal. Not his fault, though. That's not
no,
his
and look,
game.
he's done a brilliant job for both the last 2 seasons coming in and playing that position and getting stick off people. He's done brilliant, and I would
The
be
stick is
happy.
harsh, I think, there, to be honest
Yeah,
with you. Very
yeah,
harsh.
yeah, but I would be happy for him on a personal level if he got moved to England. I think it's been no secret that he's wanted to go to England and try
Mm,
it out, potentially at any level, League Two, League One, Championship, whatever came in his way. I think if it was reasonable, if the funds are right, he would go for. I think Grimsby is a bit of a random one, but we
mm.
certainly every season have players in League of Ireland move to League Two, League One teams. They've obviously just scout with him, liked him, say he could fit into our system. We'll give him a go. In relation to Bowes, do we want to lose a player at the minute? Like, who do we put up front then if Whelan's not fit and Moose is not fit? Like, who
Georgie
goes there?
Kelly.
Georgie Kelly. Georgie Kelly. Jesus, yeah, I'll take that then. I would let Clark go if we got Kelly in. But let's say we don't get Kelly.
Yeah.
We're in the shits then. Like, who do we put up front? It's an issue. I think
Mm,
if Bowes don't bring Kelly in or bring a known striker in who's
mm,
going to score goals, don't let him go. It's not worth it. We're third in the table.
mm.
We have a lot of potential this season to get into Europe. I
What if
think
the
if we
player himself does really, really wants to go now
look,
to
you
get
have to
himself
let him
set for
go.
pre-season? Just
You have to, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You have to let him go now. I would try and ask him. Look, is there any chance you can stay till August, till your season starts, and give him a week or two off before something like that? He probably
Mm.
wouldn't do it. He'd probably want to go now, get his holiday now, and then back for pre-season. And he's gone. If a player's coming to you and they want to leave, and there's an offer there, you have to look at it. You can't hold someone against their will. You can't hold them
Especially
back
in
in his
this league, I
career.
think that's where
No, yeah,
you kind of any opportunity of
no,
getting a bit of money. To be
you
honest, that's to
can't.
be taken,
And
isn't it?
I think in the past 10 years, Bowes have been very fair to players, giving them a second
Mm.
chance from England when it didn't work out, and also giving them the chance to move back on, progress their careers, and then come back again if it still didn't work out. I think Bowes has been very good at doing that for young players. I'd be sad to see him go, as with a lot of other people. But I'm unfortunately going to put this transfer reasonably high. I think Bose, as a members owned club with no sugar daddy, need money. If anyways means we've had transfer money coming in every season the past 5 or 6 seasons. We've always sold someone. If we let him run down his contract, he leaves for free anyway and joins England anyway, and we got nothing. You'd have to look. It's hard to put a figure on it. I'm not sure what would be. It'd probably be in the tens of thousands. I don't see it any higher than that, really. And
Because
it's
of the
Grimsby Town
contracts.
and League
Yeah,
Two.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
And they could easily just say to him, sure, look, we'll offer him a contract and he can just come when your season ends. And then we get no money for him. So you'd need to cash in on him. That's a very big transfer. A lot to think about for Bose, a lot to think about for James. Obviously, there'll be work to do for us if he goes. And I hope it doesn't send us in a downward spiral if it happens. But I'm going to put it as an 8 out of 10. I think he will go. I think he's proven himself now in the league. He's proven himself to be a good player. He's proven himself to be a reliable player and a versatile player. And he's improved so much in the last 2 or 3 years. Good luck to him if he does go. Well, I'll certainly look out for him in highlight show, but I hope he doesn't go. But if he does, best of luck to him. I think we're going to cash in on him. I think it'd be an 8 out of 10. But we could use that money to entice Georgie Kelly to come in for a season.
There you go. Ties into the show as well. Right, Daz, we'll leave it there. Daz says James Clark to Grimsby Town, 8 out of 10. Let us know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. And once again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Daz. Brilliant.
Cheers.